Good evening. You're watching government-funded news. Despite the beginning of a trade war with the United States today, as Donald Trump announces tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel, rather than recall the parliament he suspended in order to cling to power, help democracy? Yeah, Prime Minister Trudeau is in Paris today to take part in the global summit on artificial intelligence. So he knows Trump is serious about threatening to annex us, and his solution is to leave the country and keep Parliament suspended while an unelected European can be crowned Prime Minister. Great job. What a f***ing asshole.
With our G7 partners, we will be working to make sure that innovators have access to clean and reliable energy to power AI without hindering the fight against climate change.
I really hate that man.
While at an economic summit on Friday, Prime Minister Trudeau made remarks to dozens of business leaders and policymakers about how Canada should diversify trade away from the United States. Well, that's a good idea. If only a couple of our allies had come to us in recent years asking for trade deals. Oh, wait, that's right. Japan and Germany both did that, but Trudeau shot them down, saying that there was no business case to export our natural gas. Well, wait until Trump finds out the deal he just signed with Japan has no business case.
It's almost as if you have no business training at all. I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Well, I'm just trying to get ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. There's just no way that we could keep you on.
But I don't even really work here.
Veteran law enforcement officials from Canada and the US have come forward with explosive new allegations suggesting Canada's federal government may have systematically obstructed investigations into the highest levels of organized Asian crime. Some US officials believe corruption exists in Canada's border authorities, yet despite warning Canadian officials about these individuals, these suspects retain their security clearances and would even show up later at joint security meetings, which the Americans would instantly end. That is so fucking embarrassing.
How do you keep getting back in?
Thanks to Justin Trudeau's perfectly legitimate and not at all outrageous prorogation of Parliament, Canadians will soon be introduced to the new Liberal leader and de facto Prime Minister, which will strengthen our currently weak negotiating position, which again is not at all Trudeau's fault, obviously. I mean, it's not as though he knew he no longer had confidence in the House and should have called an election ages ago, which could have already been over. That's crazy. Should he recall Parliament now and face a confidence vote? Yeah, maybe, but I'm going to pretend that's not the case because I'd like to keep our funding, since we currently can't sell ads. So, moving on. As the Liberal leadership race stretches on, the field of candidates has narrowed to 5. We now bring to you the GoFU News official candidate profile breakdown. First, we have former MP for Brampton and winner of world's boldest catfish attempt, Ruby Dalla. Then there's Frank Baylis. Not sure who he is. Third, we have former leader of the government in the House, Karina Gould, who declares that young people will vote for her because she will listen and represent their voices. Of course, this is somewhat difficult to believe, seeing as she declared this in a social media post where she disabled the ability for anyone to comment and reply. Next, of course, is Chrystia Freeland, former Deputy Prime Minister, bank account freezer, and Disney Plus canceller. And lastly, the presumed winner of the contest, self-proclaimed European, and best known for his appearance with Jon Stewart on The Daily Show, Mark Carney. Mark enjoys speaking like he's the Prime Minister, even though nobody has elected him to do anything. And special mention to Chandra Arya, who was disqualified for pretending that French doesn't exist.
How's your French?
No.
No? No French?
No French.
Okay.
Well, that's all the candidates, and we'll see who wins in a few weeks. This just in. I'm being informed that the Liberal Party has announced all the candidates have been disqualified, and in a surprise twist, the new leader of the Liberal Party is Han Dong, who won an emergency election on a pro-China platform, taking in a surprising 95% of the vote, despite not being a candidate. This is quite the mandate for the new, very unexpected leader of the Liberal Party, now Prime Minister. So do I need to learn Chinese now, or? Well, that's all the time we have tonight. Thanks for watching GoFU News, and remember, forget the last 9 years and support the Liberals, because they care about Canada's identity now, and suddenly we're not a post-national state anymore. Good night.